Welcome to Talk Story Tarot. I'm just stopping in for a quick energy update. Let's get into it. I'm just shuffling here. I started pulling already. I just parked and it's very, very hot right now. Very hot. We're definitely in those dog days of summer. And we're feeling the heat. Yeah, that's the message I'm getting right now. Is that I'm feeling the heat. It's very hot, very spicy energy. Very hot, spicy. Ooh, very hot, very hot, very hot. Like things are very fiery, very hot. We're in Leo season. It's very hot. Ouch, fire. Solar plexus energy, fire. Primordial, deep fire. Right, I got some more cards down here. Hiding. I got the cards hiding all over my vehicle. Alright, let's get some of these big suckers. I don't like cards that are this big. Even though I have big hands, they're annoying. They're so annoying. Especially shuffling in a vehicle in your lap. It's like, what? But we make do. It is what it is. I am what I am, and that's all that I am. Okay. Put those away. Try to keep things a little more neat than the way I used to do it. I'd have like cards all over, and it would just become a huge problem. Because by the time I'm done with the reading, just doing the reading is exhausting. It's so hot, and I have like this thing covering the window just for some privacy, but I need some breeze, so I'm gonna move it. Oh my god, really? If people come, I might move it again. Okay, now my camera's like screwing it. Okay. Alright. Oh lord. Okay. Let's shuffle one more deck and then we're gonna get on to our reading energy update for the day. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's get it over with. Let's get some info so that we can have some clarity on our situation here. Man, let's just start with the top story bit. I had such a challenging day today. Very, very challenging. I didn't lose my shit, but my coworker lost her shit. And she lost her shit a few times, and she lost her shit on me a few times. And, normally when people lose their shit on me, like in the past, I would like snap. But no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Just laugh it off. And she got mad at me for laughing it off. It's like, well, what do you want me to do? You want me to like engage with you on this level? Heck no. No, we're far beyond that in our lives. We are far beyond that. So let's start off. We'll start off with these different ones. Where'd my tarot go? Ah, sorry, I've got all the cards here. I've got them all here. Ready and raring to go. Oh yeah, those are less because these are like homework cards. Yeah. Okay. We'll start off with our alien oracle. That's the only oracle I have in the car right now is my alien oracle, but that's okay. We get some insights from those. Let's start off with okay. Yeah. Reptilian energy. We got reptilian. Oh my god, look at him. He's like in bondage here. Like look at that sexy outfit. What the hell? Yeah, so this he's a predator. He's going from his reptilian brain here, that basic brain, that survival brain, survival instinct, fight or flight. Um, no emotion, no empathy, no emotion. And I don't totally agree with that scientific sentiment that reptiles are emotionless. I don't think they are. I think they do care. I think everything in nature, everything, because nature is us, and nature, we're the omnipotent, right? We're the omnipotent part of the whole. We're just one little piece of the whole, and so is the reptile. The reptile might represent more of a certain kind of energy, but that doesn't mean it's only that energy. I think that's where, biologists get it wrong. They get that wrong. They're disconnected from spirit. Their whole methodology is disconnection from spirit. Spirit is not involved, because they have to go through the whole scientific process. Um, but yeah, okay. So how this relates to our situation here is, there could just be a predator around you. There could be predatory people around you. You could be kind of in that mode, just because of the overwhelm and the intensity of whatever you're going through right now can put you in that state of being like, you know, just basic survival needs, basic survival process. But what we know about reptilian aliens is that, they're at their core very, about their own survival, very selfish, very, into their own basic needs, right? Fulfilling their desires, fulfilling their needs, fulfilling their lust. Their lust, and it's not just a sexual lust. It's a lust for material things, lust for material wealth. So we have to kind of be really self-aware of what our motivations are when we are having to do the damn thing. Okay, when we're going after our desire, when we're going after what we want, when we're trying to find our path, we have to really take a step back and figure out what is motivating us. Is it just our basic survival? There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we have to survive, but that it also disconnects us from our truth that we are spirit. And that's what we're trying to what spirit is trying to remind us of right now, by removing a lot of these blocks and removing even the things that we thought of as what we are tools of survival, like our job or our relationship or, our home, our whatever our source of income or our source of security in our life. Maybe we're just uprooted suddenly. Spirit is trying to remind us of that all you need is that. That's all. That you exist and you are all that is, and that's all that matters. Period. You exist. Because if you didn't exist, none of this would matter, right? Not even your survival, because you don't exist. So there's existence and there's non existence, and you are what exists. And it's not linear. This is not linear. So you ceasing to exist in this realm, in this reality, is finite. You will still exist. You will continue to exist on many different planes and in many different dimensions. You exist. You are existence. And that's what Spirit's trying to remind you of when it kind of kicks you in the butt. It's just saying, hello, this is who you are. This is who you are. You are not the labels you hang on yourself. You are not your job. You are not your relationship. You are not your family. You are all that is. I mean, it's kind of a mind f. So let's move on from that one. It's just the first card. So okay, yeah. So we need to have a new perspective. We need to shift. We're going through. We are shifting. We're shifting whether we like it or not. This is not a question of, oh, I better shift or I need to shift or I need to change some things. It's already happening with or without your help or your effort. If you get involved and you start doing the work, you start doing the hard work and kind of uprooting things and changing things, that's fine and good. And you might, and assisting spirit, assisting with it, with your own transformation is a much better way. If you're assisting, it'll go easier. It'll just, things will happen faster and the transition will be smoother if you assist. If you resist, then the transition, it's going to happen. It's just not going to happen with your assistance. And if it's going to happen with your resistance, then there's going to be a lot of pain and suffering involved. Okay. So the main thing you need to realize is that you need to understand that as spirit, as existence, you are safe. You will always be safe. You will always be protected. You will always be loved. As you love, you are loved. As you love, and it's all going to be okay. You're going to be fine. Don't be afraid. I know it's scary. I know it can cause your heart to race. It can cause your blood pressure to go up. It can cause tears, emotion, and so much uncertainty and fear. And I'm just here to tell you, this is your message. I'm here to tell you that you are safe, you're protected, you are loved. And not to worry, because it's going to work out. It is working out. It is working out. So I'm going to read these all as one. Okay, yeah, you are safe. You are in the vortex. Pray on it. Pray on it. If you have to go to church, go to church. Pray on it. You are safe. You are safe. You need to take some time to disconnect from, unplug and disconnect. It's time to unplug. It's time to pray. It's time to really immerse yourself in spiritual love and light. Spiritual love and light. You are safe. You are protected. You are a jewel. You are a pearl. And you are so, so precious. You are precious. You are in the container. You are a jewel. And you are protected. You are always protected. No matter what happens, they can come and they can take everything from you, and you are still this. You are still a diamond. You are still a pearl. You are still a jewel. You are still protected. You are so safe and you are so protected. And from this position of safety, from this position of love, you are in the perfect position to pray. You are in the perfect position to manifest. You are in the perfect position to manifest. You are in the perfect position once you get it all clear and you realize that you are safe, you are protected, and there's nothing that you need to do, there's nothing that you need to become, because you already are. So you don't need to become. There's nothing more that you need to add. I mean, you can, but it's not necessary, is what I'm saying. It's not necessary for you to realize the wholeness and the entirety of who you are. Because if you don't come from that position of safety, of knowing, of just knowing that you are divinely protected, if you don't come from that position, if you come from a position of fear, of struggle, of watching your back, you're not going to be able to focus on what comes next and enjoy it and enjoy the process. Enjoy the process. Oh, that is so vital, to enjoy the process, because it's like, oh my god, do I embrace the suck? It doesn't suck. Don't think that it sucks. It doesn't suck. It doesn't have to suck. It doesn't have to suck. Yeah, things are still a little muddy. Things are muddy, and you don't feel strong, because things are so muddy and things are unknown. And it's very, we're in that sort of lunar time. We're still in Mercury retrograde at this time. We're in a lunar sort of like a lunar kind of pause. That's all I can think is that there's a pause, and I'm not really sure what that means. But I'm feeling like we're in this zone of liminal space, liminal existence where things are not quite clear. I mean, it's interesting what's happening. We can see what's happening. We understand what's happening, but we don't feel strong. Yeah. But rest assured that this is not going to last. This energy is not going to last. This energy is going to move, it's going to shift, and you're going to get stronger. You're going to get stronger, and your success is assured. You have to remember that your success is assured, whatever that form that comes in. It could come in an unexpected form, it could come at you sideways and in ways you don't expect. One message that I got very clearly from my higher guidance is that you have to look at success in a different way. You know, you could get what you need, your needs met in a different way than the traditional way that your brain attaches to it. That your brain tells you that this is the only way that you can get what you need. It could come at you in a completely different way. So try to stay open to that. Yeah, because you you're gonna we're in an unstable time. The entire planet is going through instability right now. The ring of fire is like going off. There's all kinds of stuff happening globally. There's all kind of shifts, but stability is coming. Financial, material, that kind of stability, so that you are like, okay, you can take a breath. It's coming. It's just not coming yet. It's not right now because we're still in the shift. We're still in the shift. But eventually the earth will calm down and things will even out and lock back up, and then we'll be stable, and we'll be able to be like, just take a moment to breathe. Right now it's difficult to breathe. You want to breathe, but it's difficult because yes, we are feeling that lunar energy right now. We're feeling that liminal. We feel like we're still in that liminal space, and that's valid. And we can acknowledge what we're going through right now. We can sit with it and acknowledge it. We don't have to act. We don't necessarily have to act. I'm not saying don't act, but we don't feel pressured. Don't approach it from a place of pressure. Like, I got to get a job right now. I need to look for a job right now. I told my parents that, hey, this was like a few days that I told them that I had to shut my small business down. Um, that I also lost my job, and this is real. I'm telling you what's really going on in my life. I also lost my job. It was nothing that I did. It's just it was the same situation with my business. There's just the if it's not financially working out, something else has to happen. And so the business is closing. And I don't want to get too personal, but I did inform my parents, and their instant reaction, and this is the mindset that I'm coming from, because I learned from them, is like, oh no. It's like, oh my God, and you need to find another job right away, and just freaking out, totally freaking out. And I didn't freak out when I got the news. I didn't freak out. I mean, the writing was kind of on the wall, and I'm already going through, I know where I'm at. I've been doing these readings. I've been having readings done on me. I know where I'm at. I know what's going on spiritually with me. And what's going on in my reality is this liminal space, right? Where things are shifting and spirit is coming in and just doing the work for me, doing the, um, what do you call that? Just letting it all go and pulling it all out of me with or without my assistance. And so I'm having to constantly remind myself not to panic, not to freak out, not to get get not to be terrified of what's happening. It's scary. Liminal space. I love liminal space. I love bringing this up because it's one of my favorite things is liminal space. And liminal space, part of it is it's exciting. It's a scary place because things are just not as they seem. Things seem, everything looks normal, but you can feel the feeling of like anxiousness in the space, in the image, in the place, and you feel it's like purgatory. It's like that place that's in between worlds, that place that where the veil is very thin and you're in between realities. I love that. I thrive in that space. And that is why I'm not freaking out, I think. I think that space is familiar to me. And in that space, I can rise. I can rise. Not out of fear, though. Not out of fear. I think not out of fear, but from a place of strength. From a place of strength and not a place of inaction. I'm not saying not to act. We're in Leo season. We're in the season of action. But we need to act from a place of strength and not a place of fear. Yeah, because we're getting our wish fulfillment here. We're going to be satisfied with the results. It's all coming together. And just keep reminding yourself of that. Keep that thought clear in your mind and wipe away any doubt, any fear. You don't need it. It's not necessary. The doubts that try to, like, our brain tries to protect us by throwing doubt in there and be like, no, 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 you're supposed to be like, you need to go out and fill out applications. You need to go do a job that you're going to hate. You're going to be so miserable, but you need to do that because you need to pay bills. It's important, right? So that's the negative self-talk. That's that that kind of sneaks its way in. It's like Gollum. Gollum comes in and tells Smeagol, like, whispers in his ear, like, no, 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 you need to do this. You need to get the precious, or else you're gonna lose the precious. You'll never see it again. That's not true. It's all lies. So Gollum is a liar. Gollum is a liar. You have the emotional intelligence, to find your stable ground. You have the emotional intelligence to find your stable ground. Because if you're not being emotionally intelligent, if you're being an emotional mess, you're not on stable ground, right? So, from that place of like working on your core, this is our homework assignment, one of our homework assignments that we're working on, strengthening our solar plexus. We're in Leo season. It's a great time to strengthen your core, strengthen your back, and be clear and strong on your feet. Your feet, everything's balanced in your body because your body is a magnetotorus. It is a vortex, and you need to have a stable vortex or it's gonna collapse in on itself. And your body, from the top of your head, that curly spiral in your hair, you are a spiral. Your body spirals out. Your appendages are appendages of appendages. It's eternal. You are eternal. So yeah, let's not get too far into that. But you do have the emotional intelligence to find your stable, your solar plexus. You have the emotional intelligence to be physically stable and to um, do what you need to do to find solid ground. Yeah, yeah. So, and from that solid ground, you're going to have the confidence to start to seek. To seek. Yeah. You want to attract and to seek, not just to seek, but to also attract from that emotionally intelligent place. Um, and your homework assignment now. Yeah, your homework assignment is to invoke the spirit within. Invoke the spirit within. It's time for invocation. It's time for really focusing your intention and sharpening the point of your desire. Focused intention, invocation. If you can't figure out what that is, I know that's where I am. I'm not really completely sure what that is. You have to find one thing. Just focus on one thing that is your point, your focus, where you plan to invoke. And from there, you can kind of fine tune it, but you want to start to sharpen at least one idea, one desire. Yeah. You can use permission slips, visualizations, runes. Um, you can use a hexagram, a pentacle, whatever modality you prefer. I'm not going to tell you like use this or use that, but whatever you like to focus something, you have to find something you like to focus on. So if you have um, a an altar, you can set up like a small altar space. My altar space at home, because I don't have much space in my home. I'm in a really tiny studio apartment that I share with my partner. So I have a little altar space on our coffee table that we eat on and that he watches TV from and he puts his feet on. I mean, that's where my altar space is because I don't really have a place to have an altar space. So um, I have some cards there, I have some crystals there, I have it's the place where I make my jewelry and stuff right on that table. It's a very, a lot goes on that table, but I do have an altar space and I do have a Buddha statue, and that's one permission slip that I give myself is to be Buddha like, um, be like Bodhisattva, peaceful, loving, compassionate. And that's something that I can focus on is that Buddha statue or a crystal or a hexagram or a pentagram, whatever you prefer. Whatever if you have a religion, if it's Jesus, if it's Mary, if it's a candle, just one thing. Just it doesn't have to be a bunch of stuff on an altar. It can just be one thing, like a single candle. What we want to do is invoke the spirit within, and we want to sharpen our intention and our desire to a single point. And that is our homework assignment for now. That's another homework assignment. And these are just permission slips, but they're ways of helping us. These homework assignments, these permission slips, they're ways of helping us to manifest our desires. And we want to be divine manifestors, right? Yeah. We want to be powerful attractors and powerful creators and manifestors. Yeah, because it's time for you to start attracting things to help you, to guide you, to entertain you, to love you. Whatever that is. If it's love, if it's money, if it's um, something that you really want, something that you really desire, as simple as like a skateboard, or I'm being very serious here. As simple as like a skateboard, or a new car, or um, just the ability to walk. I mean, I'm not even kidding about this. This is just whatever your individual desire is for right now. Sharpen that down to a point. And that's it for our reading today. I'm so happy to have taken the time to do this and to share my mana'o, my personal knowledge with you, and my wisdom and channeling, and being a spiritual guide for myself and for anyone who's watching. So I'm very grateful that I took this time to be with you now. And thank you so much. And I'll see you next time in the next energy update. Mahalo.